Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, also known as the Lashawan Quadash, Yahweh, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation. To the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans here in the Western Hemisphere, and to the rest scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth who look like the other nations, but through the patrilineal lineage go back to the Hebrew Israelites. I say Shalom. And Slakia, you know, it just dawned on me, just out and about and moving around, you see more and more stores, starting to, go out of business. And not only go out of business, but, file for Chapter 7 or 11 bankruptcy and trying to open back up under different, names or what have you. And not only on top of that, but you got, retail stores that's, trying to combat the inflation, and they're losing customers as well. So this place is pretty much finished, okay? It's pretty much just on life support right now, okay? It's prime for this place to, it's prime for this place to collapse so that they can bring in this new world currency, okay? Speaking of Babylon the Great, America, man, this place is on life support, okay? The bloodline that was once the consumers aren't spending like they used to, restaurants that you knew growing up are going out of business. And although they're trying to revamp and, revitalize this place, it's to no success, okay? So the mirth, is slowly but, surely seeping from out of this place, okay? People still trying to hang on to the little bit that they, once remember of going out and having a good time. But you can see it across the board in the land that, this place is just not the same as it was, okay? And that's all due to prophecy, man. We getting ready to get up out of this place, and this place is getting ready to implode and just be over with finally. Okay? Now, this is an article from CNN, Slakia, and it reads, retailers jack up prices and squeeze consumers. They might have just blinked. Now we go on to read. It says, New York CNN, retailers are feeling jittery. Consumers aren't shopping like they used to. In a game of chicken between stores and shoppers, it's the stores that appear to be yielding first by dropping prices on thousands of products. And that's still not enough to get the consumers to come in, okay? Because the times that we living in, man, hey, you got to make, you got to make dire choices, okay? Do I want to go out and have a good time to, forget all the miseries that this place, has burdened me with? Or do I want to pay my bills, okay? And that's the average choice that the American or the Egyptian has to deal with, okay? Because they have to pay their rent, their car payment, but then on top of that, they want to, go out and have a good time to escape from all the, oppression, okay? But like I said, the mirth is, damn near gone from about of this place, okay? Only a little bit more before it's completely sucked dry. So it says, the markdowns come as inflation has pushed prices higher for the past 2 years, squeezing Americans and forcing them to choose between wants and needs, okay? And that's exactly what they're choosing, okay? They want to go out to have a good time, to forget about all the bad, shit that's going on, but they need to pay their rent. They need to pay their mortgage. They need to pay their car payment, okay? And that's the predicament that the average American or the Egyptian is faced with, being stuck between a rock and a hard place, okay? And that's the oppression you get out of here in Babylon the Great. All right. And that's why you see in the mirth, sees more and more, especially in these last days. Okay. You're not seeing as it once was. And like I said, you seeing, restaurants that you once knew go out of business. You're seeing retailers fight to try to stay afloat. And even in the entertainment industry, the sports aren't like they used to be. They have to come up with different types of formats to keep it interesting because the talent just isn't there. This place in general is on life support, man. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. And we hasten in the day that he just brings it completely to an end, man. So it says the markdowns come as inflation has pushed prices higher for the past 2 years, squeezing Americans and forcing them to choose between wants and needs. That's a problem not just for individual shoppers or even big retail chains, but for the whole American economy. All praises, okay? Because we waiting for this, inevitable, collapse, man. We know they got to bring it in order to, usher in this new currency, this new, system, this beast system, okay? It says of which about 2/3 comes from consumer spending. Right, so the consumers aren't spending like they used to, okay? And this is all being orchestrated by Esau Edom to bring forth his agenda, okay? But make no mistake about it, the Most High is the one that's directing Esau Edom to do this, okay? So it says that's a problem, not just for individual shoppers or even big retail chains, but for the whole American economy, of which about 2/3 comes from consumer spending. That's damn near all of it, okay? So 2/3 of the American economy comes from consumer spending, okay? And they're not spending like they used to because of wants and needs, all right? And the crazy inflation, all right? They can't spend like that. And this is all by design, okay? To bring oppression onto the, average American citizen, all right? Just barely making it to keep your head above water. So it says, a slew of retailers in recent weeks have announced price cuts as they strive to pull consumers into stores and entice them to spend money on things like new clothes, decorative items for the home and arts and crafts or hobby kits, all once. IKEA has slashed prices on hundreds of products. In April, an 18-piece dining ware set at IKEA was marked down to $29.99, down from $49.99, almost 50%. A glass door bookcase now costs $189, down from $229. And a bed frame with storage and headboard costs $499, down from $549. Right, so even though they're slashing prices, it's not enough to bring the people in, okay? And the retailer has to, do the act of balancing where they don't, balance too much to the fact that they, go into the negative, but they got to keep it just enough to get the customer to come in and spend. Or what? They're going to go out of business and have to file for, Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Okay? It says, it's telling that these are categories considered to be discretionary purchases, meaning things that are nice to have, but maybe aren't everyday necessities, in the same vein as groceries and medicine. And don't get started on groceries and medicine, man. That's where the inflation truly comes in at, okay? Because, a price of eggs, the prices are almost double what they were a couple of years ago. And medicine, you can forget about it. If you don't got, even if you do got Medicaid or some type of insurance, that still ain't enough, okay? Because their whole thing is to keep you, not well so that you can rely on the medicine, which they hike up the prices, okay? So it says, shoppers have pulled back for a year now as costs have risen 20 to 30% higher, almost 50%, than they were a year ago, and as incomes fail to keep up, said Sarah Wythe, Managing Director, Retail and Consumer with S&P Global Ratings. So the cost is the hourly or however much you get paid is not keeping pace with the cost of inflation, okay? Which is just barely making enough for the average American to keep their head above water, all right? That's why you're seeing more and more, adults moving, back home, or, renting with, another adult. The cost the cost of living is going up, but the cost to, earn a decent wage or salary isn't, okay? So it says, this is making consumers across income levels look for deals. And even though they're looking for deals, doesn't mean necessarily that they're finding deals, okay? Because this is a matter between wants and needs, and those are wants, not needs, okay? You need a roof over your head, okay? You may not necessarily need a car, but you need some form of means of transportation, whether you catching a bus or you riding a bicycle, okay? Because insurance is going up, all right? It's coming to a point where now you got to decide whether or not you want to, drive a car, which was once a necessity, but now is a luxury, or are you willing to get on a bus or ride a bicycle or even get an electric bicycle? This is the times we in, man. Like, the mirth is leaving out of Babylon the Great, man. It is all being orchestrated by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So it says the budget-conscious consumer is no longer just low or middle income earners, but by far the starkest decrease in intent to spend is coming from the higher income groups. So even the upper higher class are considering what they buy. Okay? Showing you that this is going across the whole board. Okay? It's not just impacting the lower to middle class, but it's even causing some of the higher earners to think twice about what they go out and, spend their money on. Okay? It says, and those that were previously the most immune to an economic downturn are now tightening their belts, said Chad Lusk, Managing Director and Global Consultancy firm Alvarez and Marshall Consumer and Retail Group. Retailers should be thinking about targeted deals on higher priced discretionary merchandise too, to increase buying frequency. And they could try all the tricks of the trade, but if they don't bring down inflation, which we don't see them doing anytime soon, and raising the hourly wage or salary, hey man, you could try all the tricks you want. That's not going to be enough to get people to come in to, spend their money that they've worked 60, 40, 60, 70 hours a week on. Because why? A large portion of that is going to rent, grocery, whatever else you have. And it's only a little bit left that they're not willing to, put aside to go out and, splurge like they once used to. Okay? That's why these retail stores are going out of business. That's why the restaurants that you see are going out of business. That's why this place is on his last leg. It's on life support. Okay? So it's only a matter of time for it all comes crumbling down. All right? So the mirth is slowly seeping out of Babylon the Great, and these holidays aren't yielding the revenue that they once used to. You used to can count on an individual going in and buying flowers for, their mother on Mother's Day, or spending, 2 weeks worth of paychecks for Christmas. But even that, they like, nah, we gonna have to do away with it this year. The consumer is not spending like they used to or once used to, okay? It's a done deal, man. It's a done deal. They getting ready to pull the curtains on this place, okay? And just finna say, hey, let's get it on, man. Let's get this mark to be implemented. Let's implode this economy and let's get on with the next phase, okay? So we getting ready to witness it and to feel it, okay? Because we gonna feel it as well, all right? No one is going to be exempt from this, which is getting ready to come to Babylon the Great, which is America, all right? Now let's go and let's get a few precepts to coincide with this. All right, this is the book of Job 14 and verse 4. It reads, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. So it's asking who can bring a clean thing. So you asking for Babylon to be revitalized and to be, how they say, great again, but it wasn't meant to be great again. So it says, who can bring a clean thing, which is the, idea of trying to revitalize and bring back the mirth of Babylon out of an unclean thing, because Babylon is an unclean thing, okay? Its iniquity, its sins has reached to the heaven, and that's why judgment is getting ready to come, okay? So it says, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean thing? Not one. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. In Esau Edom kingdom, it has a set date that it cannot pass, okay? And we're fastly approaching that set date, okay? You seeing it, all right? You seeing it. You may see stores, that you once, drove by and looked like they were, flourishing, are now going out of business, okay? So this is all indicative of, Babylon, which is America, going out of business itself, okay? This place is done. This place is a wrap, man. Like I said, there's no real ingenuity of this place, okay? They come up with lab-grown meat, all this shit, man, that's not conducive, okay? Now you forced to eat lab-grown meat, okay? Like I said, the entertainment isn't like it used to be, okay? The retail stores are suffering. Nobody's coming in and buying like they used to, okay? The restaurant chains that you knew growing up is going out of business, okay? There's no making America great again, all right? Just going to come out and plainly say it, okay? It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass, right? So no matter what you try to do to, pump life back into this economy, this American economy is a done deal. It's a wrap, okay? It's on life support. It's waiting for the plug to be pulled, which through the power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, sending his servants, the prophets out to prophesy, is pulling that plug, okay? And we're going to keep pulling that plug till it comes out the socket, out the wall, and we're going to keep reporting and telling, our people to repent while there's still time, okay, and be converted, okay? Because Babylon the Great is on his way out the door, okay? So it says, turn from him that he may rest till he shall accomplish as a hireling his day, right? And that's the whole thing. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he was a hireling fit for destruction, okay? And his day is vastly approaching. It's coming, it's coming to an end, okay? What he was hired for was to be, that sword, that destruction, okay? And now that his, days are numbered and they're set, we seeing his economy, his society steady collapsing, okay? And like I said, the mirth is absolutely gone. They try to revamp stores that was once, flourishing and booming, and try to bring them back under a new name or whatever, but the same results are still going to happen, man. They may have a little bit, kick for the initial start, but after a while, it falls off. Okay, so this is Isaiah 24 in verse 10. It says, the city of confusion is broken down. Speaking of Babylon the Great, America. Every house is shut up. And you see in these stores, they starting to put, going out of business. Or you may type in a store on your cell phone and it says permanently closed. Hey, I done seen that a few times. I'm typing in a store and it says permanently closed. Okay? If you know better, contact us so we may make updates. And hey, I drive by the store and sure enough, it's going out of business. Okay? So it says the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Right. And you can't come in a shut up house. Okay? If the store is out of business, what are you going to do? Go in there and break in and do what? Sit there on a seat and reminisce how good the times used to be. Okay? That don't make any sense. Okay? So it says that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets, which you soon going to see. People are going to want to know, what's really going on? Why is this place feeling like there's a dark, gloomy cloud hanging over it? Which it is, okay? Speaking of those chariots, man, because those chariots are going to bring judgment as well to this place, okay? So people are going to want to know, why is there such a sad feeling as opposed to what it used to be? Because this place is a done deal. It's a wrap. And you trying to hold on to it and build is a futile attempt, okay? It's not going to, succeed. It says, all joy is darkened, right? And you seeing the people, you seeing the face on the people, they just walking around here, not knowing exactly where they going. And it's like, there's no joy in the people anymore. Because why? These work weeks are taking all their energy, okay? Just to stay afloat, having to work 60 plus hours a week. All right. And in some cases, that's still not enough. All right. And what are you going to do? Fault the leasing office for raising rent, or the mortgages for, increasing the annual percentage rate, the APR? No, they got to combat the inflation as well. Okay. So you seeing the joy being removed from off the face of the people. It says there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And we seeing it right before our very own eyes. Okay, we seeing the mirth of the joy of the land, soon going to be completely taken away. But you seeing it right now. We read that article that retail stores, they can't get enough people to come in, okay? People aren't going out like they used to. People aren't spending like they used to. They don't have the means to, okay? And they go and get these, credit cards. They can't even get that anymore because why? Their credit don't allow them, okay? You got to have a 6 or 7 or 800 credit score, and people just ain't coming with those type of scores like that. Okay. And we read even the, upper part of the social class, even they don't want to go spend money like that. All right. So this economy is losing on all ends. All right. So there's a crying for wine in the street, which is going to soon be happening. Speaking of the famine of the word, because we already know, they're trying to get that act into law, okay? That anti-act into law. We already know they're trying to get that, okay? So as soon as that take place and fully is implemented, people are going to be looking for answers, but they're not going to be able to find them. Slack it, because why? The answers that they could have found when they had the opportunity is going to be removed from off the internet and from off the streets. It says all joy is darkened, which you can feel it. You can feel it in the air that the joy, the mirth of the land is darkened. Okay? You don't see people like you used to see them out and about, you know? You may rarely see them, but as of, going into, stores and having Black Fridays and all that stuff, even that ain't yielding the type of results that it once did. Okay? It says the mirth of the land is gone. And that's pretty much the time that we in. Okay? The mirth is ceasing to exist. Okay? All that, let's go out and have a good night, a Friday night, go out, have some drinks, kick it, do whatever. Hey, people are numbering the days that they can go out like that. Okay? They're not going out like they used to. They staying home. Okay? Hey, let's just stay home and call a few friends over and, make it a night at the house or a night at the crib. Okay? Slacking. But that all has a trickle down effect. Because if they don't go out, the bartenders, those that count on those tips and stuff like that, they can't make any money. And now what? They're not able to spend. Okay? So the whole system is flawed and it's showing and it's rearing its ugly face. Okay? And all praises to the Most High. Okay? Because he's bringing this down systematically. Okay? So we don't have much more time left. Let's go there and get that in Isaiah the 19th chapter. Isaiah 19 in chapter 14. Yahweh have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. So there's no success in the foreseeable future of this place. In not only this place, but its, citizens as well, these Egyptians, okay? There's no hope for this place. Although you may feel like, your ex-president Trump can be reelected and bring back some form of hope. There's no hope, man. It's a done deal. It's a wrap. Okay. This place is burdened with heavy debt. Okay. I think the national debt is fastly approaching 35 to 40 trillion. Okay, and that's just in that sector, not, mentioning the other debt that this place owes. Speaking of offshore accounts and other type of, debt to other corporations, this place is going under, and there's no, saving it. There's no making it great again. There's no revitalizing it. It wasn't meant to be. Who can bring a clean thing from an unclean thing? Not one. This place is an unclean thing. And then so it has to be judged accordingly. Okay? So there's no making this place great again. It's a wrap. Habakkuk 2 and 6 says, shall not all these take a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Right. And that's what America does. It just compounds debt on top of debt and don't have any, it doesn't have any, expectations on paying back the debt. They just want to keep accumulating debt and debt. And that's why the, average American citizen, they're never going to get any, they're never going to get above or make it, in this place, because this place is built on debt. Okay? And it has no, expectations on paying back that debt. That's why in order to, usher in this new system, they got to, print this debt out of existence. Okay? So they're going to keep putting debt on the sheets. Okay? You're going to keep seeing the inflation rise and increase, okay, until there's no more, all right? And then they're going to bring forth that mark, all right? And then they're going to use that as the savior, okay? It's going to put everything back into perspective. Now we can track all your spending habits, and now we can, have a more manageable society, economy, okay? But it's all made and promised on lies, deceivableness, all right? So this place is a done deal, man. It's a wrap, man. It's on its way out the door. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, all right? We can get up out of this place, man. Let this place implode on itself. Let them bring forth the mark. Let the World War III go full blown. And hey, be ready to go home. Be ready for our salvation, our deliverance, all right? So just wanted to bring that out, And we're going to go ahead and close out 1 Peter 5 and 8. And it reads, be sober, okay? Believing that this place is going to be, revamped or revitalized. That's not showing your current state of soberness. That's you, in contrary, being, like a drunkard, swaying left to right. Be vigilant. Continue to watch, okay? Whether out and about or, through the internet, okay? You see these storehouses being shut up, okay? You see the mirth of the land, steadily decreasing, all right? Why? Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. And he tries to revamp things and put things in different formats and come back with new stores, but the same results is still going to be there, okay? No one is buying and consuming as they once did, all right? This place is finished, man. We just counting the days, and the days are fastly approaching us, okay? Until this place is like, you're going to wake up one day, your bank accounts are going to be wiped out, or they might not be wiped out, but you don't have access to them, and it's going to be complete pandemonium, okay? You never know, all right? You just have to be prepared for that day. How are they going to go about bringing this place down? We don't know, but we're going to be sober and be vigilant, and we're going to watch, okay? Because we know once they pull the plug, that's it, all right? It's time for phase 2, the mark, all right? So continue to watch, continue to be sober, continue to be vigilant, all right? So with that being said, I pray someone was edified through this lesson, and until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.